All right, so we're doing page 466 today. It is the back of lesson 14, yesterday's homework. Yesterday we did problems 1 through 4. Today we're going to do problems 5 through 10. So here this time it tells me use the table to answer exercises 5 through 7. Right, here's exercise 5, 6, and 7. And here's my table. I'm going to look at the table first. Location, grocery store, hardware store, mall. Number of parking spots per row, 10, 10, 10. Combined width, 31.92, 31.96, 31.3 meters. So this is how big these 10 parking spots, all of them together. So I could tell where the biggest parking spots are at. The hardware store, they're bigger. The grocery store is the next biggest one, and the mall has the smallest one. They're not very much different. They're all 31 meters. This one is almost 32 meters, though. Right? This one's almost 32 meters. This one's closer to 31 meters. So this one's way smaller than those two. Not way, because it's point. So each row in the grocery store parking lot has 10 parking spots with equal width. So, right, they're telling me, here's my parking lot. There's 10 spots for people to park their car. And they're all equal width apart. They're the same distance, right? Not one parking spot's really big and one smaller and then big, small. They're all the same equal width apart. They're the equal sizes. So what is the width for each spot? They're asking me about the grocery store. So there's the grocery store. All 10 spots are 31.92. I'm going to divide to find out one spot by 10. Right, we've been doing this little pattern now. I know if I divide by 10, I'm going to move my decimal place over one place. So it's going to be 3.192. Right, these are easy to write. I don't have to do so much math. If I want to, I could do 31.92. And I could divide it by 10 just to show you, right? Can 10 go into 3? No. Can 10 go into 30? Yes. Ooh, I forgot to bring up my decimal spot. 3 times 10 is 30. I would subtract. I'd get 1. I bring down my next number. It's a 9. 10 can go into 19 one time. I subtract. I have 9. I bring down a 2. So, my next one, it goes in 9 times, right? 9 times 10 is 90. So, sorry, I'm going to write it over here. 92, take away 90. I have 2. I bring down my next 0. I add a 0 and bring it down. You hear a train? I hear it too. So now I know 2 times 10 is 20. I'd subtract to get 0. And I'm finished. So my answer, 3.192. A train? I don't hear it. But don't forget, when I tell a measurement, I have to tell what was I measuring? M. Right? Even if you don't know this is meters, it tells you right there, M. So you have to put whatever it tells you at the end. Meters. All right. How much? I hear the train in the background at your house, I think. Oh, it must be Rember and Bella's house because they're unmuted. Rember and Bella, you guys can hear the train too? Oh, look how great your picture came out, Rember. Wow, it's beautiful. Or is that the copy of the person that they drew?
No, that's good. This is mine.
Let's see yours. Let's see. Oh, nice. It's beautiful too. I like it. You're working on coloring it still too, like mine, huh?
Yep.
Nice. It came out good. I like how they're all different, right? We could put all our pictures together and they'd all look different. So how much space is given for each parking spot at the mall parking lot if each spot has an equal width? So now we're doing the mall. So I'm going to do the same thing. 31.30 divided by 10. We can do all the work just to prove it, but we don't need to now. And let's just do the night, right? If I'm dividing by 10, my decimal place is going to go over one place. So my answer is going to be 3.13. I can put my 0. I don't have to. 3.130 meters. Now my next question. Which location gives the greatest space for each parking spot? Right, the mall had the least parking spot. I could tell up here, the grocery store had the biggest parking spot. And I'm going to tell them how much, because it's such an easy math problem. The grocery store. Oh, sorry, it wasn't the grocery store, right? It was the hardware store. I'm going to cross out grocery. It was the hardware store.
I heard it.
Nice, I hear it too. The hardware store. And I can see the hardware store is 3.196. Is 3.196, right? I'm moving my decimal place over one spot, meters. And I'm going to do this. 3.196 is greater than 3.192. And that is greater than 3.130. I could put the 0 at the end since they have it there. And that way they know this is the biggest parking spot. All right, Christy purchased 6.75 pounds of licorice. How much licorice does she need to put in each bag if she divides the total amount into 10 equal-sized bags? Maybe Chrissy's having a party, or she's going to give a present to 10 of her friends. She's going to give them pieces of licorice, right? You guys know what licorice is, right? It's either red or black. So she has 6.75 pounds of it, and she's going to divide it up into 10 bags. So each bag is going to get right? I'm going to move my decimal place over one place. 0.675 pounds, right? It's not even a whole pound. It's less than a pound. And one more time, just to show you that that's what we, right? If I take 6.75 and divide it by 10, I carry up my decimal place. 10 cannot go into 6, but 10 can go into 67. So I'm going to write it over the numbers I'm dividing by, 67. So 6. 6 times 10 is 60. I subtract, I have 7. I bring down my next number, it's a 5. Can 10 go into 75? Yep, 7 times. 7 times 10 is 70. I subtract, I get 5. I can't leave a remainder here, so I got to add a 0 on the end and bring it down. So I can keep going with my problem. I can add as many zeros as I need to. So 10 goes into 55 times. So hopefully you can see I got the same answer, right? 5 times 10 is 50. I subtract, I get 0. And I'm done. It says, tell what number you must divide 180 by to get 1.8. So I'm going to do my little math here. I'm going to say 180. Right, my decimal place would be right here. So if I moved my decimal place to get 1.8, I have to move it. If I move it here, I'd have 18. So I'd have to move it here. So I need to move it 2 places, right? I'm just doing my work right here. 2 places. So I'm going to say 180, I'm going to write it again, divided by a number with 2 zeros, a 1 with 2 zeros would equal 1.8. Right? I know my decimal place for 180 is right there. And if I move it over 2 places, which is, I'd get 1.8. Right? This one kind of seems easy. So you're like, oh, yeah, I got this. But it's not super easy. Right? It's just, if you learn this one, it's the same as all the rest of the math problems. It's just easy because we're using a 1. Right? But it would be the same way I would do it if I use a 2, a 3, a 4. You don't now. Oh. All right, here's my next problem. Thomas buys a trumpet for $108.90. he will make 10 equal payments to pay for the trumpet. What is the amount of each payment that Thomas will make? Thomas. So he's going to make 10 payments. His cost is $108.90. I'm dividing by 10, so I'm going to just move my decimal place over one place. Right? I could write my number right here to make it easier to work with. My decimal place was right here, so I'm going to move it over one place. So that's going to give me 10.890, right? But I can get rid of that 0 on my end. $10.89. I see that is letter B right there. And we're done. That was kind of a quick homework, huh?